Hello aspirants, welcome to UPSC Civil Services Simplified. From now onwards, we are starting our detailed discussion series on international relations. So, our first lecture of discussion is how to start our preparation for international relations. So, let us begin. How to study international relations. International relations is crucial for all the three stages of the examination. It is directly mentioned in the syllabus of the preliminary examination and the mains examination. In the preliminary examination, international relations comes under the heading of the syllabus mentioned as current affairs of national and international importance. On analyzing the previous year question papers, it is clear that the above mentioned section, that is current affairs of national and international importance, is one of the most important sections of the syllabus, contributing nearly 35 to 40 questions per year. A further breakdown of the above section of the syllabus gives us a better picture. As per that, one can infer that on an annual basis, there are 10 to 12 questions in the prelims examination that can be directly related to international relations. The nature of the questions in the preliminary is simple and straightforward. The question normally ranges from international organizations in which India participates or is affected by its dynamics, bilateral and multilateral diplomatic arrangements and accords signed by or affecting interests and diplomatic values of India, geopolitical changes in India's neighborhood or extended neighborhood affecting India. For example, in 2020, a question was asked in which one of the following groups are all the four countries members of G20. So this was a question related to international organizations, or you can say bilateral organizations, that is G20. Similarly, Israel-Palestine issue was in news all throughout 2019 due to conflict between Palestinians in Gaza Strip and Israel. The UPSC asked the question related to the two-state solution in 2019 prelims. Also, in 2018, India was diplomatically striving to join the nuclear suppliers group. The joining of NSG has tremendous implications on India's nuclear program. The UPSC asked the question related to NSG in prelims examination, asking the consequence of India joining NSG. So one thing can be safely inferred: the prelims examination revolves around the current happenings. How to approach international relations for prelims examination? So we have a 3-point strategy for international relations for prelims. Strategy point 1. One should read the newspaper carefully, restricting ourselves to the Hindu newspaper. Strategy point 2. Analyzing what are the major events happening on the international front in the newspaper. This means that we need to look out for all the for all the news related to international relations on editorial, open editorial and international pages of the newspaper. That is the front page of the newspaper, especially the sections of IR. Then we have special editorials that focus on international issues, and the world page of The Hindu. Strategy point 3. Then we will study the different dimensions related to the items in the news. For instance, if India participates in the Quad military exercise, then this as a news item will be found in every newspaper. Therefore, we will study all the relevant information related to Quad members, consequence of the exercise, reaction of countries, significance of the exercise, etc. Now, how to approach international relations for the mains examination? The syllabus of the mains examination is elaborately defined by the UPSC. The international relations is a part of general studies mains exam paper 2, that is paper 3 of the mains examination. So there are 4 topics mentioned by the UPSC in the syllabus. First topic is India and its neighborhood relations. So this is our beautiful country India with our very beautiful neighbors like Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Maldives. Yet some of the mischievous neighbors like Nepal, Afghanistan, China, Pakistan. The first topic is the syllabus. In the syllabus is called India and its neighborhood relations. By far, this is the most important topic which encompasses all the land and marine neighbors. The neighbors of India stretch from Afghanistan to Myanmar to China to Maldives. The neighbors of India are in the news round the year. Any development with India and her neighbors have to be carefully analyzed as questions are expected in the exam. So for instance, if India and Pakistan have signed the new ceasefire 2021 agreement, then we should read all the dimensions of India and Pakistan relations from the mains point of view. So we will see that these will be frequently in the newspapers headlines, like the example shown on the screen. So for this particular section, we will have a two-dimensional approach. First, we will read the International Relations book by Pavneet sir, and the sections will be 3 sections. Third section of the book divided into 9 chapters, completing exhaustively all the topics of India and its neighborhood relations. Then for the current happenings, we will study The Hindu newspaper and some of the editorials beautifully explained in Indian Express E-Explained column. Next topic is bilateral, regional and global groupings and agreements involving India or India's interests. For example, 2+2 dialogue, G7 summit or the BRICS summit. So the second theme is very broad in nature. It literally includes India's relations with all the countries in the world, from regional to the international level, various diplomatic agreements signed, etc. So if USA is pulling out its troops from Afghanistan, it can be a green signal for Taliban, as a result of which terrorism will become active. So what will be its impact on India becomes our part of concern, and we need to have an analysis on it. Again, for the same, the two-dimensional approach, that is first the book by Pavneet sir, section 4 to 8 divided into 21 chapters, cover exhaustively the topic. Then the current happenings from The Hindu newspaper and Indian Express E-Explained. Third topics comes as effects of policies and politics of developed and developing countries on India's interests, India diaspora. For example, issues like H1B visa, Indian Tamils in Sri Lanka or Indian migrants in UAE. This is a straightforward self-explanatory topic. For instance, if Sri Lanka comes out with a policy that affects Indian Tamils in Sri Lanka, then it comes under this heading. Similarly, if President Joe Biden administration decides to bring about changes in USA's immigration policy, altering the conditions requirement for the grant of H1B visa, etc., then it affects the Indian population in USA and thereby comes under this heading. The two-dimensional approach again, for the same, the IR book by Pavneet sir, section 9 and 10 divided into 5 chapters covering the topic. Then the current updation by The Hindu and Indian Express E-Explained. Next and the last topic for international relations is important international institutions, agencies and fora, their structure, mandate. For example, the World Health Organization, the World Economic Forum, the World Bank, etc. The last topic of the syllabus for international relations is important international institutions, agencies and fora, their structure, mandate. Through these topics, the examiner tests the aspirants' command over India's international diplomatic negotiation style at international institutions and agencies. Therefore, we need to carefully analyze the various meetings where India participates and its diplomatic style of negotiation. The two-dimensional approach for this last topic, that is IR book by Pavneet sir, section 11 and 12 divided into 4 chapters, and The Hindu and Indian Express e-explained for the current updation of the section. To conclude with the strategy and the books, we will restrict ourselves to NCERT Contemporary World Politics, that is class 12th part 2 for the basics, and the very beautiful book written by Pavneet sir, that is International Relations 3rd edition, and current updation by the Hindu and Indian Express e-explained whenever required. So this was all about how to start our preparation for the international relations, that is 20% of the portion of general studies to paper 3 of the mains examination. I hope this was an great lecture. Thank you. See you in the next video.